Hello, good morning. I will be working today on the progress bar that I have, for example, when you are running or when you are doing any action. So there is a progress bar that right now is just a counter, so it's working when linked to the interface, but I need to do this one. I was just playing a bit about this yesterday, but still not working, because it's the first time that I'm doing. I don't know really how to do that, so I was just trying a few things, but it's not working, and I will try to finish this one today if it's working or not. So for the first thing, I was let me just import also that I was missing a picture for that I wanted to use. So this is the stamina bar that I would like to have here. Where's my picture? Okay, so there's a new stamina bar that I'm using, and I have this hole that I will put under this one, my texture, my image that is working as stamina bar, and this is the progress that need to be from the texture, from this shader, but I will show you what I did, and this is not working at the moment. So first we will add this hood, and we will add this picture that I was just importing right now. So the thing is, for my this is the, I was just writing also this retainer role, but it's not working. So this is my image, and what I want to have is another image, image stamina progress, let's say, and I will use also another image over this one, which is, I think, image stamina overlay, stamina bar, but this is the one that I'm using, so the old one I should remove. Where's this, the other one? Not here. No. What was the name of the old one then? Probably here. Let's see. So this is the old one that I'm not using. So I can delete this one, and then just go to use the face again. This is the picture that I'm using as a mask for. So this is the stamina bar, which should be linked to the button, and then so I want to use kind of this, but size, this is 440. Yeah, so this is the one that I want to use. It's 200, that's 100 in the middle, and this is the image that I'm using, this one, and then another one is this. But this is the stamina progress that I want to use this shader to be just under this one. So when the progress is just increasing, should be just changing. What I was just right now was just it's 300 and 150. So what I was just trying is just change the color for this one, for this under color, and what I was doing, this is my progress bar, which is just this opacity, and I was just trying here as this color, which is just vector 3 or just constant, and I will use something like 1.5, should be some kind of gray. But the thing is, since it's not working for me, so yeah, I see here this is the color. I will replace later with a picture, but right now just I want to use the color for this one, and then I will just try to change the color according to the progress bar. So the thing here is, first we don't see this one. If I'm just running, I can see this picture, but then there is nothing happening here again. So when it's just 0, let's say that the power bar is not being updated. But anyways, I see the color, which is fine. And what I want to do now is, according to this number, just changing. So this is my parameter that I'm changing that, and I would like to have with this one a color for this one. So this is a number from 1 to 100. So in that case, to move around 0 to 1 and just multiply for a value, which just dividing. So just to be clear, it's just dividing between 100. So we have a normalized number from 100. So in that case, the color should be changing about this parameter, and what I see is just the number is not changing. So I'm running now, and then this is the number changing, but you can see the color is completely white. So it seems to me that probably maybe the number is not in there. Okay, now it's fine, I see. So changing the color for this one, you can see that it's just going black. So this is the parameter that we are using, and you can see that it's just coming to this one. So now using, for example, this number for linear interpolation. So I will use lerp, and then this is lerp, and I will use two numbers. So this is 1, and then I will use, for example, here I need to use color. So for that one I need then it is just color with vector 3, I think. So this is vector 3, constant 3 vector, and I will use, for example, this one for 01 will be red, yeah, just testing, and then for 100, which is just full energy, let's say, this is something like green. So this should be changing between red and green according to this value. And then we have here like this, I think this is the one here, and this is another one here. So this will be changing between both colors when I'm running. And after that I will just replace this color with a picture that I want to have, and maybe some displacement for the picture that we are just using. So let's run. So this is just red, and I will be going to red, and the progress is going down. So this is fine. Yeah, so this progress red, and then it's just being better. I'm going to green. So this parameter is working, or what we would like to have now is just the size of this one, or just using, instead of this opacity max, I will use let's say the opacity max 5, but the final color will be merging two different textures. So for this one I will use kind of I cannot use this layer, because in that case it's just using or merging both colors as it is right now, and what we would like to have is just some displacement from the texture, and that you can see half of the texture for one and half another one, and not just really merging both textures. So in that case I will need also a displacement for the texture being shown, and then using some kind of mask for them that I don't have yet, but it will be really easy to have mask for just a rectangle for that. So first thing could probably be doing this one smaller, but in that case, as I say, I need to have this one. What is the size for this? So this is the material that I'm using, just to be here, and I don't need this one. This is something I was just testing, I'm not paying any use. So this is the dynamic material that I'm passing the parameter for this stamina. So let me try something nicer. So when this value is changing, the parameter of the texture is changing. So this is the way to pass the current stamina value to the shader here that is just painting. And why is this painting? Because you have here the picture that you have is just it's not an image, but this is texture material that I'm using. So this is material for the picture and not a real picture. So that's why value is being changed, updated when this is just changing happening. So from that, I would like to have this stamina progress, maybe changing the size. So probably it's just get slow, I think, and then I can change the offsets, for example, or things like that. So get offsets, sorry, cast to, and it needs to be image. What is this exactly? Image object. Okay, image, cast to image. For some reason it's not giving me the option. Okay, and then I think we will have here the offsets. Yeah, and probably also the well, I need to have this for the offsets. I need to use the canvas and not the image directly, so this image should be inside of the canvas, and then after that I can just manage or change this canvas. And also I would like to have this the size. Probably I can use here get size. Yeah, so I could probably set size XM. What was mine? Not here. Probably from this one. No, I don't remember. So I would like to change the size for this one. So this is just reducing when I have less stamina, and then another one being just on the right is just increasing going to the left. So it will be showing this one and this one, or it will be showing less for that. Instead of just using the same texture and then just merging here two different what's happening here? That's something I'm not being connected, so okay, fine. Yeah, that's the thing that I need to have the canvas panel for that. So one of the options is, instead of using a color here, I will use a texture. So it needs to be texture sample, and just do the same for that. But the thing is, this is just merging both textures when if I just want to use half of one and half of another one. So this is not exactly what I want, but just for testing I will use something, for example this is for example good, and then I will use here plaster, and you will see what the problem is with this way to do the things. Whoa, okay. So you will see that this is merging both of them and not really using half of any of the merging. So you can see here this is plaster, let's say the white one, you can see on the button, and then it will be moving to being finally wood, only wood texture. So it's not really moving, as you can see, it's just having this texture is just changing from both of them. But what I want to have is just half of the texture, and then there's another one, half on the right. So for that reason, what I need to use is just a new texture, which is using as my mask for that. So instead of using this one, I should use this mask, for example, and then multiply by this one with the mask. So let's use, this is the mask that I don't have yet, but I will do right now. So this is the mask, and then need to multiply for this mask, which will be a displacement from the UV. So I can just use the displacement for the UV. It will be, let's say for example, the distance, and the other one will be 1 minus the distance, so the opposite one for the for the mask, and I will do the same here, and I will also use this mask being here, and then that's the number that I'm using. In that case, it's just adding, because it will paint, let's say, half left side, and then this will paint right side. In that case, I have half of them and half of them, and I can just add them and use as final color. So I don't need this one at the moment. I will delete. And what we need to do is the displacement will be according to this one. So the UVs should be displacement get text code texture coordinated. So this is the same one, because I will use the same size for all of them. So this is a texture coordinates, and then if I'm doing that, I have exactly the same. But if I just subtract something, it will be being displayed to the left, right, things like that. What I'm doing is just displacement of this amount, which will be a number, and this one will be exactly the same, but we need to use well, okay, so this one will be here. I don't need this. So this one being displacement. This is the same picture, but in this case I'm using another one, and the displacement for this one is not subtract but the opposite one, so it will be 1 minus, and this is the texture here. Where's the texture? I should add, sorry. So one is moving to the left, another one is moving to the right, and in the end you have the texture coordinates being displayed by this one. As I'm using the same one, I think. Let me see what is happening. I would like to have half of them, so I need to create just mask for that. Or can I use some of them? Let's use something like that. That I have already item empty. Okay, which has already some, as you can see, around is empty, so I have something that's painting, something I know, so this alpha is not exactly the same, and then item empty to see what is happening. Of course the mask is not going well, as you can see, so it's part of the mask, and let's see what is happening with this. So the mask is not properly done, but should be displacement of this for some part. So you can see this is just moving according to the number that we are doing. So as you can see, it's paying some kind of displacement, but after that it's not doing simply. So yeah, the displacement is wrong, of course, but it is just doing any kind of displacement about these two textures that we are using according to the value of the progress bar. So probably what we need is something like that, having a smaller number, because it's just too big probably, and according to normalizing numbers could be something like that, because this amount is coming from 0 to 100, so in that case we need to use something to reduce to normalizing from 0 to 1, which is the coordinates for the UV and things like that. So now it's just being displacement, which is, let me show you bigger one. As you can see, one of them is being displaced to the left, another one is being displaced to the right, and also, well, not only the X coordinate but both of them. So yeah, this is something fine. So as you can see, this is just going there, and should be displacement in that case should be both of them the same direction. So for what I need to do is just displacement for both of them, let's say for example to the right or just to the left, because they are using the same amount for them. So in case that you are subtracting here, this is moving to the left when you are running, let's say again. So if I'm running, you can see that this decreasing the number, So this texture, the good one is going to the left, but it's increasing is going to the right. Okay, so what we need to do is moving left and right both of them, but with some kind of displacement for this one. So this one is also subtract, but so we are just doing exactly the same, and we have the same place for both of them. But what we need to do here is just to this one adding something like here 1.5, only 50% of the texture paint displacement to them. So this is 50% on the right and this is something on the left, and we do that, and we will see that now I should also adjust this X and A axis. As you can see here, both of them are being displacement at the same place. So for example, this wood is going to the left, but this white is increasing and then decreasing. Okay, so even the mask is not perfectly long, you can see that I'm using the both textures. So this is one and this is left, and I would like to also adjusting this X, because in that case we are using both coordinates, but it needs to be this mask. And what I need to do is just using this one. So in that case I would like to use only one of the coordinates, so the IX I'm just keeping, but what I want to do is using this one for the, in that case is R edge, so I'm using only this coordinate, and this is the one that I'm doing. So in that case this is one, and this will be the I1. So this is the one that I'm increasing and operating with this one and so on, and then here I will just convert again. So this is make vector 2D make float 2. So in the end we will have only displacement for one of the axes, and I will do exactly the same here, so that the number that is coming is this one. And in the end, oops, I was deleting this one. Oh, no, it's fine here, it's fine. So in the end I'm just creating a new one, combining both of them. So this is from the X axis and this is from the Y axis that I'm not modifying at all, and then this is the texture that should be working, only displacement in one axis and not both of them. So let's just test this one. So you can see that the texture is just moving, and the problem is about the mask that is not well done, but you can see that this is just working. So this is increasing, and in the end will be okay, something in the middle. Okay, if I'm running it will be moving. So in that way I can move two different textures for this progress bar. So it will be displacement, and I just need to adjust the numbers for the displacement being too much or not, and could be even adding, for example, for the same texture I could add color. So let's add, for example, for this texture that we're using here, we will add, for example, red color. So I will take this one, or well, we can use in fact both of them. So let's say that I want to add number here, which is this one again, and this is a lerp that we were using before. This is the alpha here. So we have the colors that we are using, and then we add this color to this one. So this is the mask that or could be multiply, I think, multiply. So we combine the color of this texture plus red and green depending of the number. So in that case we have, as you can see, this is red because it's 0 by default, and it will be just being green and red, but only this texture and not taking care about the another one. So let's see if at least the color is changing and not only the displacement. So now it's going to be red after some time. So you are going to red, even the displacement as well. So you can see that the texture on the left is going to red. As you leave, this one is going to be green, plus the texture, of course, and not only this one. So that's the way in there. As you can see, this is ring again. If we start running, this texture is changing also the color, and not another one because it's just, let's say, kind of a space for that. But this is the one that I'm using, as you can see. So this whole displacement is working, and the shader that we have, which is really not much complex, with a few numbers but not much. So what we need to use is here. You can see the displacement, for example, for the mask. You know, here you see this one being this displacement already. So I need to use here a new mask that I can just display left and right. So I will use really something simple, like half of them is alpha 1 and then half of them is alpha 0, and then just displacement for this one. And what I need to displace, because here I'm using 0.05, but I need to use 1 in case that, for example, this one is coming from 0, this is 1, so in that case 0 means it's full of energy, so this one needs to be completely on the right. It's like not watching this one. In that case it needs to be displacement 1 of them, so this is something being far from this one, and then this one will be the opposite, exactly the same. So subtract 0 from the number that we have will be completely on the left, or starting from 0, which is full of this mask here and nothing here. And if the number is changing, this one will be displacement subtract, so it's going to the left, and this one will be also moving to the left at the same time, so the same displacement for both, but just having this small displacement for that. So this is just something that is just moving also on the left at the time that this is moving to the left. So in that case we need to use completely the opposite mask for them, but just displacement. So this one is 100%, and then just displacement will be half of them, and in that case is full is not, and then displacement is coming this one from just. So in that case we can use the full texture. Is not possible because just both of them are the same, and starting from the other side because it's just rotating this one. So using half of them will be not working well for us, or just painting half of this. So what we need to do is half of them, but in that case kind of here reducing the size of them, using only this texture here, so using only half of this area for the UV, which is just dividing the UV and then it's multiplying the UV. So let's create a mask for this, and I will do this one. This is nothing happening because this is bar, stamina bar number. So what we need is, when this value is 0, you can see only this texture, and when the value is 1, you can see only 1 here. So let me reduce here if I can. So I will create a new one. Option. Something small. Computer is not working well, sorry. I will just a new guy, vertical 50%, and after that we just remove this part. And then we will use this one. Oops. I will just use this one also for the alpha map. Okay, and now we will use this one. Well, in fact we can use okay, so that's the one that I'm using, and then save using PNG progress bar mask, because we can use the same mask for everything, not only about this stamina bar. Okay, this is UE mask. Okay, let's close this one because it's taking a lot of RAM. Okay, so we have already this mask that we will use now, and this is progress bar mask that I'm just importing here. Okay, I have this one. For some reason it's just adding here. This is fine. So we have this mask already, and we will try to use this one. So here I will use this progress bar mask, and I will use the same here. As you can see, we cannot use the same one because in that case this one is being displaced, and I will show you which one. We need to rotate or just moving to left, right, something like that. So here you can see that it's more or less working, but the problem is also only using half of the mask, you know, which is fine. More or less this is working, but the problem is about the displacement that is affecting both of them with this side. So for that, what we need to do is using half of the side for this coordinate. So this one will be let's try to divide by 2, and then we will use here, and let me see if it is working. Something like that. And let's see what is happening here for this and for that. I'm just trying to find a way, so it's probably not working, and I didn't do before, so it's not kind of tutorial for that. I'm just trying to do and just explaining myself what I'm doing for others can be interested in it. So the thing is, that's the problem, that the mask needs to be bigger. In that case, I think that is completely the opposite one. It's not divide but multiply by 2. I think that's the problem. I need to be bigger and not smaller. But I'm not sure if it is working, because I was expecting that this one, for example, is the bigger one. Also, I think we should use the inverted mask for that. So this is 50%. It is working fine for the texture, but not for the mask. So in that case, what we need to use is bigger mask for that. So yeah, the first thing that we need to achieve is this red one, which is just by default 0 for this parameter and things like that. This one needs to be bigger one, so this one needs to be displacement. But in case that I do this multiply by 2, the problem is that it just displacement for that. Just exactly the same problem. So let's do something like that, testing here about this. Okay, so this is using this, I think this sample mask here. That should be red for some reason. Yeah, this is fine. If I'm using, yeah, because yeah, this one, and then let's check the another one, what is happening with this. Well, in that case would be 1 also here being multiplying by 1. Yeah, it's also showing exactly the same. I will just change this one to something like I don't know what they have, something that you can see easier. But in that case I'm using red and blue, so I will try to find something blue or things like that. It could be fine. I'm not sure about this. I think we'll change this to something that I'm just trying to find something that is easy to see what the difference is. Okay, probably this one, and then with this I will use something Okay, so if I do that, by default, zero value is just taking half of this and half of this, which is fine. But with zero value, I would like to have this one. So this is just plus, probably multiply by 2. It's just going here, but what's happening here? We can just check here exactly what the problem is. And then what did I have? Removing this one. So this is just using more or less this one. Okay, so this is fine. What I would like to have, this one is bigger, this texture is bigger, so probably I need to, but I was just multiplying already by 2. What is happening if I'm multiplying by 4? This is nothing happening. What if I'm adding here, just for that, and nothing here. 1.5, and I will use this one by default. Okay, what I need to have is at least the initial texture being so this is not add but multiplying. I'm using this one. What I want to have right now is just this texture being used the world amount, because in that case when this number is 0, it's just going there, and should be using completely this full mask. In that case, what I need to do is not adding but multiplying. This is just I need just kind of displacement for that to the right. But in that case, I'm not sure about this. I should use minus 0.5. What is happening with this? There's nothing. So I have this displacement. This is my mask, and I would like to have this mask displacement on the UV being on the right. And in that case, I need to add something, but since not being displacement, not having any displacement, 1 is fine, I understand, but 1.5, something I'm not really understanding, because it will be this axis that is just being displaced by some number, and then this is the UV for this mask that we have, and should be just being displacement for that. But since not working for some reason here, or probably do I need to use this one? What's happening? Okay, what if I'm doing 1.5 and then 0? So seems to be painted anyway. And what about this? Using this is full of them, so what I need to use, of course, is this the alpha channel to have half of them and then half again. And with time displacement for this one, this seems to be that the last one is just being over that. Since nothing happening with this axis, that I would like to have some kind of displacement, or I'm sorry, because it's just I'm stupid because I'm just using this y-axis which is going on this axis. What I need to do is having this x-axis, which is just another component, this r. So in this case that I'm using here, I will just multiply by 2 to see what is happening. Okay, so if I'm just multiplying by 0.5, I should have half of this and half of this also. So I will also multiply the next one by, let's do something bigger. So this one is multiply, and then if I just subtract here, what I'm doing is adding, and then this not multiply but adding also. Let me see. So in that case, it's just now this is adding 0. What's happening here? Okay, so this is the displacement for that, and then I think I would like to multiply just to increase the size for this one. Just I don't want to use another mass or something strange, so the same mass would be enough if I do proper maths, I think, to be working. Okay, so this is being increased. In case that I'm using, I will not use this one at the moment. So this is 0. What I need to add, this is 0. Well, in case I can use this one. So I'm just taking taking care about this branch. So this is the one that I'm just multiplying. If I'm doing the same, I will just have more parts, as you can see. So if I'm multiplying by 0.5, it should be using the whole amount, because I'm just this small mass and just dividing between 2, so just increasing. And now I will do exactly the same for the 0 value that should be here. I will use this branch, and for that I have half of them now, because what I need to do is also multiplying, but probably is for the opposite value. So in that case we'll be also using completely this one, but minus 0.5, which is 0, and then we'll see what is happening with this. The value amount is changing with this number. Let's say, oops, but I forgot about connecting again this one, which should be red. Okay, it's fine. And then we'll see what is happening with these numbers changing, if the mass is just using just displacement for both. So that's that. Okay, so you can see it's probably completely wrong, so I need to use the opposite way, but as you can see the mass is working for both of them. So in that case it just went well. So yeah, it works, just need to change the value for them. So in that case I will use or just changing the mass or changing the value for them. So this is the mass for one. One of the things is also adding here for the code, when this value is bigger than 0 will be 0, otherwise the minus is just adding even more displacement for that. For that reason I need to be sure that this one is 0. So I will take from this value, I think I will use select, and then just taking like this value here, and then I will use this value if true and 0 if this one is less than 0, which is true, and then it will be, if less than 0 will be 0 anyway, and if this one is bigger then I will use the real value for that. So it's just easy to have this. Oops, I think I will do that. So I don't need to really do much math about this. So we fixed that the minimum value is 0, so that way the displacement is not being rotating around. When it's there already, it will just keep the one with so as you can see, this one is then running, and then the value is going well, just the opposite one. So the red one, the green one should be on the left. But anyway, so let's see what's happening when it's going to 0. Okay, that's case 0, it's just keeping the red one, which is fine, and then it's just increasing again when it's just walking or resting. So we're just increasing the value that they have here until this 100, which is fine, and then disappear. Okay, need to disappear also the bar, but this is not a problem for the EMG, it's not a problem. So the thing here is we need to use the opposite one for them. So let's say this is the one here, and I think I will use this. Oh, but in that case it's just so this one is here, this one is here. let's say, and then this one is going to this X and this one is going to the X. Just using the opposite mask for the texture that we are using. So let's see again what's now happening. Okay, you can see that the green is on the left and this is just going to be red, and the white one is going there. When it's arrived to 0, we'll be keeping completely empty, and then when this increase, it's just start increasing, and also the color is being there more green for this bar. Then when this arrive, it's just green, completely green, and yeah. So we can use different textures for both of them, and then this needs to disappear. But I will do also here. This is the problem here is, let me take this bar, which is just this bar, and this is my stamina overlay, and I don't need this. So this is my stamina overlay that I need to hide also when this is happening. So hide stamina here. So yeah, what I need to do is just having this stamina overlay here and do exactly the same. So I'm just hiding with all of them are being also hiding. This is the widget, and then this is the so that should be. So I will probably put all of them in maybe in a canvas panel or something to be nicer, but okay, at the moment let's check again. So I'm just walking, then start running. You have this stamina bar, and that's just decreasing, and then it's increasing again, running. So that's increasing. Let's go to 0. The red, and you have now this kind of cooldown, and then it's just increasing again. So it works. And now we will wait until this is 100% and should be just being removed. Okay, so all things been removed. So this stamina bar is working already. What I need to do is something nicer with the textures, and probably changing also the colors, numbers, something like that. So I think I will use here another good texture. This is good one, or what's the name? This is good BC, I think. This is just clear texture here. This is fine. And for example, for this one, I will use probably the old one. So it is good too, BC. And also the colors are, let's say, too strong. So I will just take, or we can use just half of multiplying here for some number. So it's being not so strong. Or just I can change the numbers here. So let's say that this one is something like that, and this one will be something probably like that. Let's check. This is just about visuals. So the code is already there. So this is green for us. And this is another one that's being increased. I think I will use the opposite one for the colors of the, yeah, exactly the opposite one. So this one will be good 2, and then it's good. Just to reuse textures that I have, because it means I don't know, creating a new texture for something so small that you cannot really appreciate this, and reloading, loading a new texture means too much. So I think this is fine. I think it's fine. That's a cooldown. And I start playing red. And then it's a green. And disappear. Perfect. So start running again. Start. Probably also the green is too strong. So probably should be something more pale. Or what I have. So let's just do something nicer. So this is one of the masks, this is another one, this is just combining the colors for this one, and this is my numbers here. Oops. So this is the G, and this is the X-axis, and this is the Y-axis. So let's try here, Y-axis, and this is the red axis, X-axis. So it's just doing a few operations here with the value that we have for the amount, and then reusing this one here, combining with the final color, and then using this color for this mask, and using this one also here. I think it's fine, not really complex. So what we have here ready is the stamina bar working. Yeah, the color is better, this green is not so strong. And what we can do right now is just deleting this number because it works well, and we can keep this value all the time on the screen. So yeah, it's fine, it's just paying there. Yeah, exactly. So you have this value here. Thing is, for example, using here rate should be a bit down. I think, yeah, it's just messing with a few things here. So yeah, I will just move this. I will remove this number because we don't need this number anymore. Here, let's progress. This is the number that we don't need anymore. And I think I will put both of them in just in a panel or something like that, so I just can so hide this panel, and that's all. So canvas panel, this canvas panel. Okay, so this canvas panel will be canvas panel stamina. This variable will be in the button and should be the size of this, which is 300, and how high is this? I think this is the picture. I know this is 440, 440, and this is minus 200, so it will be exactly in the middle, and then I will just move here and then I'll adjust later. So I think I will use things like that, and then minus 200 to be in the middle. This is fine. I don't need this one anymore. I don't need this one, and I will put both of them inside of this panel, but they need to be, of course, from top will be 0. Okay, if this is 30 minus 15 minus 30, it's a bit more, 25, and this one will be exactly the same, minus 40 in that case, exactly. So I would like to know what is this canvas panel that I don't think that's being used. I will just keep it like this, just in case that I'm using. But anyway, so this is my canvas panel that is just having both of them inside. So this is the one that I would like to hide also. This one, the overlay, is not needed anymore. I think to be a variable, this is the one that I'm using. So here what I need is this canvas panel stamina. This is good, and I'm just doing this so high that we don't need anymore. And then the rest is fine because it's just being included, so I don't need to manage them. And then what we need is it's broken, that's fine. So this is overlay. I don't think that we need this one as a variable, but I will just check by to be sure that we don't have any reference. So yeah, no reference, so it means this one is not needed to be a variable, but this one is fine. It needs to be because we are just changing the value of this amount for the material. So let me see what's happening here. Yeah, I was just updating here the text that we don't have anymore. So, and the only thing that we need to do is just updating this material with the stamina value at any time that you are updating the stamina. So this is okay, and that's all. Okay, should compile fine, yes, and then we will try again having this bar on the button. So let me see, we have really on the button this one. So in case that, for example, I'm going to this one, this is keeping out of the screen. This is fine. And for example, let's try the dialogues here to see if this is also being under the dialogues or not. Yeah, this is something that is not going well, probably. Or I can just keep this one in case that is going. Oops, I don't think right in time. So yeah, I think this is fine. Or I could just put the dialogues over this one so you cannot see. Guten Morgen, Miguel. Guten Morgen. Bon dia. I was just working with this progress bar that you can see on the button. Just working with the shaders and the mask and everything, so it's working well. I was just checking out, for example, when I'm opening a few dialogues, something that is just not messing with the things that I'm doing here. And I have found that there's a problem, for example, with dialogues. It's just over this one. A bit, and I was thinking about maybe showing the dialogues over this bar, so it's just hiding the problem. And I think that there are a few other things, like for example, I don't know which more could be on screen. Or here, for example, baking, this is fine, it's not missing. And what about this? Should be exactly the same. Yeah, not messing up at all, this stamina bar. So okay, I will just keep this one as it is, and in case that it's just messing with things like, for example, the dialogue is fine. I was also changing all the icons for the accents because I really need this one long time ago. And what more do I need to do? And I think I will use this bar also for example, crafting, because I have here crafting or you are baking. So if I'm doing this one, you can see that it's a number here. That should be also exactly the same. This is a progress bar here, should be. So I will just replace this one with progress bar anyway. And the same, for example, sleeping. So let's add here a bit and try to sleep. So that also, let me check. I think the progress is in the same place. So yes. So I just need only one thing to modify. And this is more or less everything that I'm just missing. The only thing that I'm missing, I think, is just I will remove this one. Just missing this progress bar because I was just already changing all the icons, and I think that, well, maybe not today because I will not have enough time to finish this one, but I hope that it's tomorrow, the day that is already done, or I don't know, probably I will just take tomorrow just testing for some reason. I don't know what is more missing. I have a list, but there is not much things to do there, so let me see. There are a few things pending, like, well, this one is done, this one, I can pass without this, not this one. Yeah, I'm missing still the player state, which will be kind of also progress bar. And let me see what more. Yeah, that's I think that's everything. Yes, I think this is the progress bar that I'm doing. This is fine, this is already done, but I will do the same with the progress bar for the actions, and it should be more or less everything, I think. And there is nothing more to do for the demo, because I don't want to start adding new things and then something is breaking and then I need to fix again and it's never ending. So it is already done, it's done, and that's all. I'm missing a lot of things, I know, but at least what is done is already done, so that's all. Here, okay, so here, this number that I have should be this progress bar here. So let me see, the progress bar probably is, no, this is the stamina. I don't want to mess with this. So this is action progress, and probably have the same with horizontal box and this. Okay, this is fine. So what I need here is just this horizontal box, and then I need pictures here. So first, vertical box. Probably I need to have canvas panel for that. So canvas panel here, and it will be canvas panel action progress. Action progress. Excited that it's almost finished, and I hope you can try, and of course there are missing a lot of things, but I hope you can try and say this is boring, this is not boring. This is more about how do you feel playing, or what you find, for example, tedious or boring, more than just, I don't know, one text is overlapping on the UE, you know, things like that. That is just, okay, there are bugs, but well, it's not big sense trying to, you know, fix all bugs on something that is just a test or small demos. Kind of technical demo, could be kind of prototype. So yeah, this is what is this? Okay, I see. So my canvas, what is canvas action progress here? Good. And remove this one, and the same thing here. I see this. Right there. Yes. Okay. So now we can not remove, but just this one is not need to be a variable, and this one needs to be inside of this canvas panel action here. Yeah, which should be something in the middle. So the anchor should be the middle, and how big it is I don't know, 400, 500, 600. Oh, it's too much. And maybe 300, 400. This is fine. And then this vertical box should be from top 0, or, well, in case it's 300 minus 150. This is fine. And then this one should be something in the middle. Need to check also about this clock that I have. Oops. This one. Okay, and with size, this is 600 minus 300, exactly in the middle. Okay, So let's see if I have broken something or not. Yeah, it's a bit on the bottom, it needs to be a bit more on the top. Probably because this is a spacer. Yes, this is fill. Why? Because this vertical box is too big. I think I can use something smaller. -100. And then this one could be also much smaller, like 300 or even less, 200. Yeah, 200, and then this is fine. Maybe it's being on the top. Let's check again before I'm just changing all the things here. So it's too high, because I will just put there the bar. Yeah, it's fine. So that's -400. 100. Okay, and now we need to replace this number, this one that is being here, with this is the horizontal box. Just I need to put in this place, I need to add those pictures that I have. So this one will be this vertical box. Okay, so we'll put image here, which will be progress bar. Progress bar. Is it fine? I'm not sure about this. Wait. Oh, sorry. No, so not progress bar, but stamina bar. Well, it's just any progress bar, but anyway. So this one 400. That's 40. 400. And needs to be -200 to be in the middle. No, 200 then. But it's not middle. Because this is according to the size of this one, which is 600, so this is 300. 300? Jesus, what was the problem is? 300, 100. Okay. Now we need to displacement also, like a bit more. Something like that, it's fine. So this image is image progress bar overlay, but it's not needed to be progress bar overlay action, just in case, because I think I have the same one, just to be sure. And then what I need to do is duplicating the one that I was using for this stamina bar. If I can find it here, stamina progress, I will just copy and I will add here. So it's a paste, and where's the image here? Okay, and it needs to be the same. Yeah, this is the material, I think. Yeah, exactly, this is the material, so this is fine. This 30, 30 and 30 here, so this 330, which is fine, and 150, and just from the button, so to be minus -60, -65. Okay, but also we need to have this one over. Another one, just change the name. Progress bar action. I'll just put over this one, so it's just using as overlay. Okay, so it's the number that I will remove later, but I will just keep to be sure that it's just working as it is. Check the numbers, and then what I need to do is, with this action progress is being updated. So yeah, let me find this more. There's a text that I need to do. So this one, the text. Let me find where it is. Okay, so here is the update action progress. So this is the number here being divided, and then this is the value that I'm using kind of for the set that I need to use. So I will use exactly the thing here, but I will change of course the things to be there. So this something like that, and this is the number that I need to use, this value, and I will use probably this one, and this is not something that I need. It will go here, but this is another picture that I need to have. So the one that I need is image stamina, image progress bar, image what is this progress bar action here, and this is just updating another picture that I have, not this, and I think that's all. In fact, I don't need this checking because for actions you don't have less than 0. But let's see what is happening here. Breaking. So it's fine. Yeah, I was just ignoring this updating this number, so that's why the number is not changing, but it's not really needed there. So the only thing that we need is just checking the progress bar to see if this is growing, which is, and it works. So I will just remove the numbers here. I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this one also, and I think I don't need this. So the only thing that I need is just directly connecting the value here, and yeah, probably I will do something nicer. That's all. So this is updating already the image here, so we don't need anymore is this action progress is here. I don't need this one, and this is spacer for this horizontal bar spacer. This is fine, or probably I don't need this already. I can use this one here. Yeah, I think so. Or this is vertical, this horizontal box, and this spacer needs to be bigger one. So this is 600. Okay, and this is 64 for the icons, I think. Yes. And then I just need some displacement from the top, like 50. Probably it's fine. And I can delete things because it's just being so complex for a few components that don't really need this one. So that's all, and let's check again about this. This is almost done. So this is working. So it works. It's just working. And the progress bar is working. Let's check, for example, progress bar for, as I say, sleeping. So let's play, and sleeping here, which is going completely the opposite way. Okay, have a nice day too. Enjoy what you're doing. I will join you if you are streaming later in the afternoon. I don't know. Anyway, have a nice day. Happy to see you here. So this is the progress bar in that case. Oh, cool. Because I think I will have some time this afternoon. I didn't have yesterday, but this afternoon probably I will be just trying to fix all those small little things and maybe some testing here, internal testing. Oh, that's cool. You should have some time. I'm not sure if I will streaming. I'm streaming every day, but I'm not sure what I'm doing the next days. If I'm just finishing this one, probably adding new things or just doing testing. Okay. See you later. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Bye, Miguel. So I will work this one in case of the bed. It's just going on the opposite way because you are going to be 0, 1. So probably I will use, in that case, for the bed, the number should be another one for this update, and this is coming from my action manager on sleeping. So internal sleeping iteration here, this is tiredness, and then update tiredness event. This is fine, but update action progress event here. I think this is the value just passing here. Yes. So what I need to do for this number is just change the value to, in that case what I need to do is 100 minus and just make subtract float, and then this is just here and here, this is 100. So I will take the progress bar working on the opposite way and should be showing to be full rested being green and not being red of this one. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so it works. Just in case that we are breaking something, I will check, for example, again for this baking. This is fine. And with this one, this is fine also. Perfect. So both progress bar are working fine as expected, and also the progress bar running is also working. So what we need to do now is, oh, I forgot about one thing that I have is this one being some here, and this is never ending, so it should be delaying, and I need some kind of checking for this is one of the bugs that I have. I think I will just add here as a bug to be sure. Okay, I just add here a few notes that I can do later. So what more we have? This is one of the things that, for example, when you are just doing any progress, it's just going here, and then it's just showing just this one is going there all the time. So this one is shown here, showing. In case that this is false, should be just deleting here. Okay, I will just think about something because it seems not very easy to do right now. The problem is that you are just rotating this clock, for example, here, and in case that you finish already doing that, so this clock is moving with this code. When this one is finished, you are just hiding the clock, but in fact this code here is just still working because you don't have any condition inside of this loop to just stop working. So you are showing hiding, but you don't have any option to be here stopping. So probably I will add here like checking visibility about this canvas panel or things like that. So in case that this is not being shown, which is just show hide cancel, which is canvas panel cancel message. No, I don't think this is a good one. So anyways, I will try to find how to stop this one and how to start, and also I'm using this user interface manager, but I would like to have this code exactly in this progress that I have here. So this is time for cancel message. So when this show hide cancel message, in case that this is true, I would like to have this one looping here. Start just this is showing here, and then start the loop probably. So this is the place to be. The loop should be what is my code here. So this is the right place to be looping all the time until this one is being hiding. In that case, you should just stop this one. But the thing is, I cannot use here delays, so that's why I should use events for that. So let's add a custom event that will be update clock event. And this one we'll check here for so first of all is copy this code, and I will just add here. So I have my delays already here, which is fine. What I need to do is also this variable populate, like I don't have this, so this is a float, and then this is fine. Okay, so I will just angles to rotate clock. This is the value here, and I need to add here a new checking for this one. So this is the delay, and after that I need to check here if something is going well. So what I have here is image time. So where is my image time? Image time here, because I was just taking out of this, but this is not. So this is one, and this is another one, and I can remove this. Okay, so that's updating the image, the rotation, and this is just checking. And what I need to check if this cancel message is paying there. This is time for so I don't need this one here. Delete. This is the one that I need to check the visibility. So let's add here the condition. So I take this one and then get visibility. Well, it's just is visible. It's visible and should be just a branch. This is just a branch. So that's my condition when I'm just coming here, descending, and then just checking if this visible, this true is going here, but it is not, then nothing happens, just this false, so it's kind of stopping this loop all the time. So there's nothing more to do with this. That's the loop, and in fact I don't need this condition at all, was if it's paying so or not, which is just the end. And this is my initial value for the clock that need to be shown here. So this is just a number for that, and after that I'm just starting looping on those values. So this is initial value I put here, and just rotating this one, wait a bit and rotate again, but updating this value from this one. So this is a loop, and after that I'm checking if this one is not visible anymore. In that case I should stop this event, or I think it would be nice to have something like that. But really not easy to do all those loops here. Okay, seems fine. Okay, so this one seems also solved. The one I will just do a little test for that. Is it working? Okay, I will just stop. Okay, so let's see if this is going to this stop and then stopping the loop here. Okay, this start moving, and I don't see this message on the output log here. Yeah, but yeah, sorry, but this one needs to be deleted. I don't need this, and this one is also deleting. I don't need this because I was updating from this point, but I need to update from this one. So in case that I'm showing this one and this is true, I will just start updating this branch. If it is true, it starts showing, I will just this update clock event. Otherwise I'm not doing, and the next iteration of this loop will be just finding that this canvas panel is just being not visible. In that case it will just stop. this look. Let's try again. Okay, this is just showing the clock is moving. Okay, and say stop on screen. I can see this message. So exactly, this one is being stopped already. So I can just delete this message from here. This is just for debug. So it works also. This problem has been also fixed. So let me just save everything and check about any other problems that I have pending. So this one is done, this one is already done, this is done, this one is also done, this one is also done. Fix it. And the only thing that I have is this player state that I have. Notifications, yes. So the only thing that I have is pending is the current state of the player. So here you have these numbers, how tired you are, and it need to be also a bar and not just a number here. And for that I will use the same bars that I'm using, but I will use this one in, this is my textures file, this is the action analysis file, and then I don't need this. Oops, it's going a bit high on memory. I will just restart pretty fast the Unreal Engine, because when I'm working with blueprints it's just increasing all the time. So exit this one and I will just restart. It takes just a minute. Just wait until this one is done. Okay, so we can start again. So the only thing that we are missing, the last thing, is having a kind of a nice bar for this tidiness that right now it's just number. So I will use the same that I'm using with this progress bar. So I will use an image connected to this texture, which is a material, and I will just put the number as I'm doing. Probably I'm not using the same progress bar overlay because it will be in a completely different place, but I will just create right now the picture for this one, the image, and then we will just check if it's working, and I will work later on Photoshop to do something nice for this bar, or something that could be a hole in the main picture. I was adding today a few pictures to the website in case that you are here now or something. Let me just put some links. So I was just adding a few pictures to the website if you want to check them, but I have been adding all of them on Twitter already. So let me just, one of the pictures is this one. It's just opening fast. Okay, so this is the website that I was adding today. A few pictures here, so you can see those 3 new pictures that I was adding. All of them have been already there, and then this is one for a small house. I was just proving also this roof already. This is the watermill, and this one was from some of the farms that I was also working with those roofs and things like that. So on the old pictures, like one inside, because you can enter on any of the buildings. This one from the farms, I will already update this one because this one has been changed. It's much better. one from the toilets. This is from the market. No much changes here. Let me see. Yeah, a few changes. This bar is from the area of the well. Here, this is something from the forest. Okay, so let me see if we have already here this one, and I will just close this one. So what we have now is this menu, and here we have this value, which is the tidiness of the player. This is just a widget, so we can just work on the widget and not the big one. And the widget is at the moment it's only showing this one, so there's not much things to do, only this one. But I will add more things for that, so that's why I was doing a completely different widget and not just adding one value there. So what we need right now is what's this vertical box? What's the reason to have this? Okay, I will add here an image, and this image will be image, and this is tidiness, which will be connected to this progress bar material. Okay, and this one needs to be on the left. Is it canvas panel painter? What's the problem with this? Okay, so this one will be here, kind of this. And what I need to do right now is just updating this bar with the value from this one. So just going to the code, and I go to this update, which is taking the value from tidiness of the player, and I don't need this, but I will just keep for, and then it's good. And let me just copy the code from another one. It's exactly the same, and I don't need to think about this. So this update, yeah, get dynamic material, and then this is the parameter, and then that's the value that we need to use here. So here, and this is the target, and this is this one. Just in case, we'll keep this one over that to see if this is working or not, and we will remove later this value because it makes no sense. So let's see if this bar is just paying some well. So it is, but the thing is we need to use the opposite one, because 22% means you are 22% tied and not should have this one, which is just really easy. Just changing the number here to subtract, and what we need to do is 100 here, and then use this value for the bar. Okay. Okay. So we can see here 22% means we are kind of 80% not tied, which is fine. And I will just try to do something, for example, changing the hour or the time that you are starting. Let's say to start at in the evening, so you should be much more tired about this. So you are, well, okay, now 65, which means you are being closer to this red one. And let's try even more, like 22, because it's just updating your tidiness according to the time of the day, for starting from 8 in the morning, something like that. So in case you start playing, you are not being 0, but just according to the time that you are starting. So here you can see this 80% tied means you have only 20% of your bar being here, which is fine, and this worked as expected. So this one is also done, and we can just change this one to 10 in the morning, and we can delete already all those things here because we don't need this. Oops. And what we don't need is this number anymore, so I will just delete this. There's not being news, and I have something here that is not really used. So we can see the number is working well, and oops, what's happening here? What is this update? I see. Okay. So because I was just thinking, yeah, for more values, like this one will be here. So update will update all the values for all of them. So this is tiredness, which is fine, and this update will have update tiredness. And I will just add a new one here for every of them, and this is for one only value here. That's all, and it works. Already deleting this one. So we have here the value. We don't have any number, but you can see that's how tired you are here, which is fine. And I will just work on this picture, having something here and this something covering to this part. Probably I will do something longer, and well, it's just visuals about it, but already the code being connected is already there. So this bar is also working and should be being updated with tiredness during the game. So this is another thing that I was just pending to fix. That has fixed it, and I will just keep this one because I want to work on this. And checking, and I think that I don't have anything more to fix, so it could be the last one, and then just the rest of the thing are just Photoshop that I need to do. And I would like to have also sound for starting a mission or just finishing a mission, and for that reason let me check if I have some sounds that I could use. So for example, I have things like that. Sorry, I'm not playing. That could be not good enough, and this one is also not there. No. I have this sound also, and also this one. Both of them. Probably I need to find the sound for this initial mission and end mission. That I think I will add something right now. Some sound that I have. And one sound that I have is, okay, starting mission. This is probably my mission manager, and then start mission here, notifying this mission, and this is end mission probably. Let me check if I'm using this one by default or it's just kind of helper to manage missions. So this one, for example, is here. What is happening with the stop down? Okay, so this one should be this notify mission manager. This notifying. And I could just compare with this status in case that this is something like complete already. I can just play this sound. At miss notification event. Yeah, but the notification, exactly, because the notifications are being just maybe in a pool. So if this is busy, the game for some reason, they are just delaying until it is ready, and also you are not showing all of them together. So every mission is being shown alone, and then waiting for a few seconds, and then just where's my mission notification here? So in that case, add mission notification, which is fine, and this is the one that finally, if everything is fine and ready and everything like that, so you are doing that. In case that this is a new mission, I could just play the song here, or I could just play the mission accomplished here, which seems fine to manage. Okay, so play sound to the here for new mission, and also play sound for accomplished mission. That should go also here. And I will use, for example, here the mission when you start like builds, I think, or crafting and crafting. Well, no, this is crafting. And I think that for the new mission I would like to use this. Like 3 of them, and probably something smaller, more closer. So let's try to do this one with productive. Well, okay, so that's my sound that I have here. So I'm just playing this one. Probably I just want to play 3 of them. Let me see. Or just one. It's too long playing one. I think so. So I will just export this audio to Humble. Save. Yes. And I will just hear my sounds, audio, and this is one bell here. Okay, and I can use already. I think it's here. So starting the mission is one bell, and finishing is this one. That probably will change the future, because if I have a chart in the town, it should have some sounds, and then in that case I need to change some of them, but at the moment it's fine. I will just try this one. What is happening when the mission starts? Yes, that's the sound for starting the mission. Let me see if I have this one. So yes, I can go there. Oops. So open this one. And this is when you finish the mission here. So this is fine. And this is starting a new one. Yeah, so it sounds well. I would like to have also sound for these small things here, when this is opening or just closing. I have one for the doors, but this is too much, let's say. Let me see. What's happening here with my stop? Okay. Yeah, so this is more or less everything that I need. So close this one. No. I will just check out some sounds here. Sound chest. certification here. This is minimal here, not on. Yeah, that's the sound. So we can close this one and that one. What I would like to do is this one. I think we will just test playing around. See, so I can just walk around. You like this farming? Okay, let me test this one also. I would like to test this. Just to see the progress bar working here. Okay, now farming. Should check this bar again. Okay. What about this? Okay. More seeds. Okay. Let's see if I can do that. I don't have space. Okay, so I will leave few things here. This bread. And stone, I don't need this one. I will just take this. Oops. I don't want stone. Okay. So I have a few seeds more now. No seeds in hand. Where are my seeds? Here. Okay. And I can plant 2 of them. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm not farming. Just to check this progress bar again. This is radish, and this is radish. You can see. Okay. Okay, I will just take about small bag. Okay, let me see what the description is fine. About this. Okay, let me see if I can do that. Okay, and now I have this field. Okay. Let me see if this is working. The watch, yeah, the watch is working. Just a reminder, if you want to try this demo that I will just finish maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I hope for sure this week. If you want to try this demo, just join the Discord channel and I will just create an account and giving access to the file. It will be around 300 megabytes. Let me just add here the link. This is more or less finished what I want to put in the demo. It's of course missing a lot of things, but the demo is almost done. I'm just missing a couple of things that I will do on Photoshop probably this afternoon. And I was just testing every day for the building, and this is working. So compiling all the code and building is fine. So I don't expect to have any problem with that. I was also testing for the first small mission demo and also was working long time ago. The NPCs that I'm just checking right now, all of them are doing what's expected, and I cannot find probably a few things like small details on user interface or things like that, but more or less everything's working. So I'm not planning to add new things that is just breaking what is already done. So yeah, more or less that's all. I'm just walking around checking for things, distance lots and things like that. Should be working everything. The store. Yes. Since everything working, probably I will also change a few sounds that I don't like, but this is not something really critical. So let's check the markets. I will have of course different NPCs in the future, but I didn't have time to make all the models that I have, so I just reusing the ones for the markets. That is right. Yeah, I was just checking for the code. This is fine. So yeah. Okay, I think everything is working. I will leave the streaming here now, and I will finish those Photoshop things, and we'll be ready. I hope that tomorrow we can just test the final version and see if I can find any bug. Otherwise I will just provide it to people on Discord with this version just to test for that. So thank you everyone for coming. Hope you enjoyed the streaming, and hope to see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you guys. Bye bye.